without the titles, like your titles, like mother, wife, sister, entrepreneur, whatever it
daughter.
be, daughter, and without the accomplishments that you've had over the years, like, who are you? You know,
Are you asking me that?
yeah.
Or is
Like,
that a
what would you say?
rhetorical
Well, that was a question she was asked, but also I'm asking you because, like, how would you answer? Because
well, I mean, I feel like now at this age and stage in my life, I do feel like I can answer that. But if you had asked me 10 years ago, I think it would have been extremely challenging. And I probably would have given a very fluff answer.
okay, do it then and now.
Like, oh, like
answer.
I'm a fun girl, you know?
You are a fun
like
girl.
I'm nice. And I feel like who I am now,
Yeah.
like outside of I'm a mom, outside of I'm a wife, outside of I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an incredibly spiritual being. I am energy and I am light. I am the vibration that I want to see in the world. I am strong beyond what I ever believed could be. So I think that I've only been able to realize those things about myself and grasp the concept of who I am underneath all the titles because of all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the work that I have done and put into myself and my growth and my deep understanding of myself.
Okay, well, let's say you're somebody who hasn't done the work and the growth and the deep understanding. Like, where would you even start? Like, what are the type of things?
Very practical daily practices. Literally looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, who am I? What brings me joy?
Do you think it even has to be like a daily thing or even just like a once in a while thing?
Once in a while, of course. I mean, any degree of self-reflection is going to change and impact the way that your brain works and the way that you see and think about yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, sometimes people have like an epiphany and that changes everything. Sometimes people put it into daily practice and the consistency changes things.
Right. Or sometimes you go through something very big, deep, traumatic in your life, and how you tune in and choose to respond to that thing is going to totally curate a part of who you are as a person and as a soul on this planet.
Yeah. I feel like one of the first things you can do to start cultivating a little bit more of awareness around self-worth is to detox from external validation and really notice when you're kind of seeking that approval.
Like, so are you addicted to likes? Are you addicted to likes on your posts?
Well, that's a huge thing for me because personally, for a
dopamine hit.
For a few years ago when I was like really going through this life transformation and kind of self-worth journey, probably like a year or two before I had my first baby. And I was kind of like in a career shift or just really trying to define what it is I wanted to do. And, you know, my past and my history has always been about makeup and tutorials and like the beauty industry in terms of like non-toxic self-care swaps and really just trying to offer education and solutions for women. And there's so much emphasis in my life on beauty.
External beauty.
Although there still is. The industry keeps growing and growing and growing. Yeah. But it was really like how I connect to the expression of myself, and every post and everything that I would put out there was very intentional. And a lot of it was like selfies and kind of selling the way you look and how the makeup works and giving reviews and tutorials. And I just felt very pigeonholed in that kind of definition of like just physical and beauty. And it's interesting because I've grown and veered from that focus of like that being my niche, even though it is a lot of time and knowledge and interest spent in that area. I now where I'm at, I find that if I'm posting something, I have to be a little bit, not have to be, but I am a lot more conscious and aware of the intention behind the post. Because if I'm like posting a selfie, I find myself almost looking at it more to see who's looking at it, to see the response I'm getting. because it goes beyond just like making an affiliate recommendation and sale and helping somebody, but it's also like, this is the attention I'm receiving from the way I'm looking. And
Right.
and it just raises those questions and that consciousness around the intention behind why we're doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, really acknowledging where I'm laying my worth in external validation was a huge wake up point for me.
I wanna be